Hey guys, I'm Janet on occasion, and today we're playing the Total War Warhammer Battle Replay, and this one is a 2v2, so something a little bit different for the channel, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. A lot more carnage. So, as you can see, I've got the Wood Elves with me. So I brought Ryan to the lead, and it's Wood Elves and Wood Elves against Bretonnia and Bordello. So here, got a front line of Eternal Guard with shields, absolutely vital against Bretonnia, because, you know, they will hold their own against peasants. That armour piercing, pretty good against foot squires and the like, but of course they're great against cavalry, so really useful. Also, talk about great against cavalry, I've also got two Azrai Spear War Dancers in the back, which are just unbelievable. If they get the drop on a unit of cavalry, they will just chew through them. They are fantastic at doing that. Got to watch out for arrows though. And speaking of arrows, I have two Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts, so I've got some armour piercing. So that should help against sort of foot squires, enemy lords, you know, things like that. So if he's got some, you know, if they've got some Pegasus Knights or something, then it would be good to get some fire on them, you know, with these guys, and then back them up with the Azrai Spears. So that should work quite nicely. I can only afford the one unit of Treekin, but, you know, they'll help add some sort of, you know, more hit points to the front line, which should help if there's a lot of peasants to deal with. Also got the Spell Singer, so I can keep all my guys healed. And I've got Orion, who obviously got the Cloak of Isha, so he can heal a bit on his own. But, you know, he's going to be a big target. Because, yeah, I don't have any large units, so he's always going to be able to get shot at. So I've got to watch out for peasant archers. Because, yeah, they do eventually do quite a lot of damage, to be honest. So I've got to be careful. But Orion, absolute tank, great duelist. Should be really useful in this engagement. So, also the Horn of Orion is really useful. Sorry, the Horn of the Wild Hunt. It's fantastic, giving everyone a speed boost, including my allies. So that's really good. So my ally here is Miltic, and so he's brought a Glady on a Forest Dragon. He's also got a Spell Singer, Law of Life. It's pretty vital in this matchup, I feel. And so he's got two Azrai Spear War Dancers, like I do. He's got a lot more archers, though. So you can see he's got Hagbane Tips, Starfire Shafts, Hagbane Tips, and Starfire Shafts. And then he's got two Standard War Dancers, great for just cleaving through peasants. And then he's got his, you know, Spearman front line, a little bit lighter than mine, but still, you know, very useful. And that, you know, anti-large will be really handy, and that armor piercing will be really handy. So great, absolutely love, you know, nice cheap spearman. So actually I'm going to speed things up because we take a while to get into this fight. So also over here he's got a unit of Wild Riders with shields, and one thing I forgot to mention is I actually have two units of Wild Riders with shields on the other side, so that's pretty good. And over here these guys obviously hidden, two lots of Grail Guardians, and so this is Strigid's army, including his Grail Guardians. So here you can see they went peasant heavy, so Man-at-Arms with shields for his front line. And curving around the back, actually some spearmen there. Some more man-at-arms, some more spearmen. He's got peasant bowmen, fire arrows, 4 lots of them. He's got a damsel, Law of Life, and he's got 3 peasant mobs in the back. They're led by Ulbrich de Bordello, and he's also got the Grail Reliquary, which is vital if you've got a peasant army. So, so that's Strigid's, and then Landshark Para over here. He's immediately, you can probably tell, he's gone paladin heavy. He's got 4 paladins, all on foot. But, you know, they're going to do some serious damage. That's not a, you know, that's not something you want to face. So, pretty scary. He's also got some peasant bow with fire arrows. He's got these spearmen-at-arms in the front line, instead of the man-at-arms. He's got battle pilgrims here, here, and here. They're also led by Ulbrich de Bordello, so his twin brother, who has the same name for some reason. Forest Dragon's under a bit of attack there. He was going to do some probing, but unfortunately he got a bit too close. But, you know, it's fine. No, not too much harm done, so it's okay. It's okay. So also a Grail Reliquary, because, you know, you've got to keep these guys, you know, leadership up. And makes them immune to terror as well, which is really handy. So that Forest Dragon will be able to frighten them off until we get rid of the Reliquary. And yeah, what else? Is that all? I think that's it. And oh, and some more Battle Pilgrims. So a lot of Battle Pilgrims in this one, and a lot of Spearmen. So interesting. I probably would have had the Battle Pilgrims in the front actually, and used the Spearmen to try and, you know, fend off cavalry and plug up the front lines. But still, really good peasant armies here. So going to be fun. So over here you can see I managed to spot the, you can see my guys here, my Wild Riders. I managed to spot their Grail Guardians, so that's great news. Oh yes, over here, also, Landshark Para also has these 2 Knights Errant. So yeah, we never spot those actually, not until later. And, oh quiet Facebook. Anyway, so pretty solid. So start moving up. And yeah, it's taken a while, as you can see. We wanted to probe, make sure there's no, you know, nothing hidden in trees and, you know, that sort of thing. So yeah, we do start charging soon though, and that's when I hit the when we're in sort of you know, range of their bowmen. That's when I used the Horn of the Wild Hunt to get everyone in there quicker. which is really useful. It's really good on that charge. Also gives a charge bonus, which is great. So very handy. So yeah, pretty tense this though, because obviously, you know, Wood Elves are quite small armies they bring. So you know, things like you know, these peasant bowmen with fire arrows, they're going to do a lot of damage. You know, especially with the treekin being like the main sort of bulk of you know, the front line normally. Those fire arrows are going to be a real pain for us. So we're going to lose a lot of that health, you know, in the front line, and then yeah, the peasants are going to be able to do a little bit better. So pretty interesting, I think. So yeah, it should be fun. So yeah, so here, because my Wild Riders got spotted, I thought, okay, I can't use them as an ambush force anymore, so I'll just pull them out. That way I can protect them better with my Azrai Spears if he does come out with the Grail Guardians. So, you know, it's more favourable that way. I'd hate to have them over here, be concentrating on the fight, and then the Grail Guardians get the charge, because they'd get killed pretty quickly if I let them get charged. So we can't have that. So yeah, it should be fun. Yeah, so these guys just holding steady, you know, which makes sense. Peasant army, they don't have to worry about artillery right now, so you know, it's pretty safe for them just to, you know, keep this position going. And you can see here, charges in his peasant mob, because he wants to get his peasant mob in there first to bog down my men, because that's basically what they're good for. So he can, you know, charge my front line, and then he can get more of his archers, you know, shooting in there before he can get to his front line and, you know, into his archers. So really good strategy using the peasant mob just to slow me down. So, you know, even with the Horn of the Wild Hunt, you know, I get it nice and quick and then immediately hit peasants. So, you know, that's going to suck. I'm going to lose that charge bonus that I could have used on, you know, his better units. So there you go, Horn's triggered, and you can see, you know, the effect on all of my allies as well. So that's really good. Unfortunately here, the War Dancers are taking a lot of arrow fire, which is very clever, because, you know, they're not very good against you know, against ranged units. They got, you know, very little health, they're quite squishy, not heavily armoured, and they don't have shields, so yeah, it makes it quite tough. So charging, the peasant mob will die very, very quickly. And as you can see, I've actually got some Eternal Guard charging on through. So here you can see I use the Hounds of Orion to do some damage, so that's really good. I use a Earthblood on my units just to get, you know, just to get the health back, because they wouldn't have lost too many models yet, but it means they can heal through a lot of the damage the peasants are going to give. Because they don't have huge weapon damage, they're not going to be able to kill a model each hit. They're just going to whittle away at health for a bit until they start killing models. So yeah, there's that Tidal Wave move, you know, the Trident move that Ulbrich uses, so very cool. But now, yeah, I'm on Ulbrich. Unfortunately though, I've got Orion in here fighting Ulbrich. Ulbrich is also a very good duelist, but I don't have much other backup. Unfortunately, I've got all these fire arrows shooting at Orion, so I'm losing a lot of health. So I use Foe Seeker and run away. I get out of there for a bit. So yeah, over here you can see my allies' front line, Miltic's front line, is not doing so well. His War Dancers are getting really cut up because, yeah, these Paladins are coming in and doing serious work. Also Ulbrich, so these other War Dancers come in, unfortunately. Actually, yeah, this Ulbrich is on a horse by the looks of it, is that right? Yes, so that anti-large will help against Ulbrich. So that's useful. So here I've got my Azrai Spears waiting, and you see finally the Grail Guardians come in, and that's what I wanted to keep these guys in reserve for. But you can see my Treekin have been taking a lot of damage, a hell of a lot of damage actually. So yeah, that's not good. So I spot them, try and move my my Glade Guard out of the way, and I charge my Azrai Spears down. I should have probably just moved them across, to be honest, but I went straight for them because I had other things to worry about, like Orion being shot at by everybody, which is very annoying. I'm trying to get some damage on the Reliquary, but surprisingly good at soaking up arrow fire. It's very annoying, because it would be good to be able to snipe that out early, because that's going to be doing a lot. And obviously with Orion's Terror, I want to be able to use that, because like most of this front line would have broken by now if I was able to terrify them. So it's very annoying. So I've got one unit of Grail Guardians bogged down here. Over here, actually, you can see I've got these Wild Riders stuck in here. I tried to get them around to deal with the you know, archers, but you can see the Battle Pilgrims came in. So yeah, his ally helped him out here. I was hoping he'd be too focused on fighting my ally, but no, he was able to give some reserve units to you know, stop me flanking. And now, you know, I'm stuck between Spearmen and Battle Pilgrims. Not good. I've got other Wild Riders here trying to fight off the Grail Guardians, but frankly, you know, a couple of Wild Riders and some Glade Guard aren't going to be able to fight these guys off. Over here, though, things are going much better. My War Dance is doing very well against these Grail Guardians, so that's great news. Unfortunately, Treekin's still getting absolutely butchered, so that's really bad. You know, his general's still in pretty good health. He's still got the Grail Reliquary, so I'm just getting bogged down by all these peasants. But you can see he's taking some pretty big losses. So here I try and get this this damsel, because, you know, Orion's very good duelist. He's got to do a lot of damage to the damsel. So over here you can see my ally's front line is basically gone. Yeah, the front line has buckled, but he's got a lot more, you know, these I think archers knocking around. So they'll be able to do some serious work. Also here, one of the units of Grail Guardians actually fled my lot after he dealt with some of my archers, and he's running for the enemy. Fantastic Prey of Anathema. And now all of our archers can just start picking them off. He's thrown in the Wild Riders as well for a nice charge, but those Grail Guardians are going to have a terrible, terrible time. So that's great news. So yeah, very sneaky manoeuvre, but it didn't pay off, and that's great. They're losing so much value from that, and it's giving our archers something to shoot at, which is fantastic. Because yeah, a lot of you know, these units are quite small, so we're getting obscured a lot by our own units. You know, it's not the usual cavalry heavy army you'd expect from Bretonnia. So here, annoyingly, Alberic notices Orion, so I need to get Orion out of there. I've got an Earthblood on him, but still, I don't want him fighting in this duel for any longer. And obviously, Orion's constantly using these bombard abilities and the Hounds of Orion. So, yep, slowly whittling down these peasants. Bloody peasants, seriously. Anyway, so I do actually manage to terrify the damsel, so that's really good news. But I do not want to stay in that fight, because Orion is really hurt. And unfortunately, yeah, my Glade Guard got caught up in peasant bowman fire. So my archers are pretty knackered right now. So some of Landshark Para's line comes to help out Strigged here. So you can see, you know, Orion's very injured, so he's just trying to bog him down with stuff. But I've still got Eternal Guard here, I've still got more Eternal Guard backing him up, so it shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, interesting. So more Hounds of Orion, trying to get rid of these bloody peasants. Bloody peasant! Anyway, so it's going alright. So Treekin getting intercepted by Peasant Mob. Fantastic use of Peasant Mob, because, you know, these Treekin are really helping out. But yeah, these Grail Guardians, they're not doing so well against my front line. I've still got some Wild Riders in here. I should have been cycle charging them, but I think I lost track of them. Yeah, but they're starting to run, which is great. My War Dancers are doing great work. And they are actually cutting through the peasants. They got really good melee attack, so it's great. So over here, so yeah, they did throw in their Knights Errant at some point, but they got killed almost immediately. Because they got spotted too quickly, and all the archers took them out. So yeah, they're gone. But still, look at all these guys. Look at all this. So, almost get rid of Alberic. That's really good news. But also, look at all these paladins still, and the Grail Reliquary. So, you know, still huge, mighty core of men here, which is very sad. So I'm trying to get rid of these peasant bowmen for him. You can see my Starfire Shaft shooting at him. Orion had to run away again. He is so damaged. But yeah, Strigged was saying afterwards he was just gutted that he didn't manage to kill Orion. Just so many times he was almost dead, and I managed to get an Earthblood on him or something. So enemy lord's dead. So one Alberic is dead. But which one's the real Alberic de Bordeaux? So the other one's still going. Little sod. He's got a lot of health too. I wasn't able to duel him, you know, because yeah, just too many peasant bowmen focusing on Orion. If I'd got in there with a nice duel, I could have taken him out one-on-one. But yeah, he wouldn't let me. But now, you know, he's fighting a load of War Dancers. He's going to take a lot of damage here. So yeah, my infantry corps is still holding, you know, on by a thread. I mean, they have such little health, but their leadership's doing quite well. So yeah, over here somewhere, I had some of my Wild Riders ran away. Where are they? Is that them? Yeah, so there they are. So I noticed them in a bit and send them to basically just chase off anything remaining, because I don't want his peasants to come back anymore. Just as soon as they get in range of the Grail Reliquary, then they're gonna stay in the fight a lot longer, you know. So I can't have that happening. And unfortunately, my Wild Riders are starting to... Oh, yeah, they're okay again. They're okay again. Yeah, because they're happy to be winning the fight against these peasants. So running out of ammo now. So over on this side, you can see. So who's that in there? That's the Glade Lord got in, you know, a bit too deep. To be honest, that's a bit scary. So yeah, just throwing the last of his infantry, which he does have a few, you know, really weak infantry units coming in to try and bog down these paladins while his archers fire. And as you can see, he's still got a fair bit of ammo, and even with the Glade Lord as well. So that's really good news. So yeah, over here, you know, Wild Rider's finally gone because the bloody peasants are back. So another Hound of Orion just to help, you know, chase these last guys off. I'm trying to get rid of this damsel because I can't have him healing. And the enemy lord is dead. Alberic just got killed by War Dancers and Eternal Guard, which is great. These guys are so good with their armor piercing. You know, you just think, oh, they're just, you know, cheap infantry, but no, they will do well against heroes with that armor piercing. And the anti-large of the of both of them actually is fantastic. So yeah, you can't just throw a lord into a elven front line and expect them to be safe. So more bombards coming down, and at quite a range as well. I mean, he's way over here. And, oh no, yeah, those Wild Riders just ran away. Oh no. So, yeah, Orion can do some great work from a distance with those bombard abilities. So, yeah, he's not out of the game yet. He's still being very useful. But, also, he's safe over there, so that's good. But, as you can see, you know, my infantry are having a tough time here. My Spellsinger is in the middle of a fight with them. That's pretty scary, you know, as is their Damsel. But, you know, the Damsel, not really a melee fighter. Again, not a good position for her. You know, the Elven front line is tough. They are good fighters. So that Damsel's going to have a tough time with things. So I pull out the Spellsinger a little bit, just, you know, let these guys take some more damage. But I want to be near enough to support. But you can see, you know, more Eternal Guard thinking about running away. So that's pretty tough. So, yeah, here Wild Riders finishing off some of the, you know, more knackered infantry, so that's great. And at this point, he's given up chasing the archers. So, yeah, so Landshark Power is now sending all his paladins over to try and deal with me. Luckily, though, they're not mounted, so I can outrun them. I think he was just hoping I wouldn't notice. You know, I'd be too wrapped up in this fight. So that's pretty handy. So I've got Orion. I'm going to try and throw the odd javelin, because Orion can outrun these guys easily. So little Hounds of Orion, just try and get a little bit of damage. It's not really going to do much, but it's better than nothing. And what else will I going to use it on? The Grail running away? I mean, everything else is running away. So as you can see, I've got my Wild Riders just chasing down random units. I'll bring them into the fight soon enough. So now Grail Relic Way, finally broken. So hopefully be able to kill that. So yeah. So my ally here helps me out with some Wild Riders, charge these guys to slow them down a little bit. And then I get a little bombard on them, which does probably nothing. But again, it's free, so I may as well use it. So I run Orion over to the rest of my units. And yeah, so pretty good. So more cycle charging from the Wild Riders. Their charge is very good, and these guys will get knocked down. So, you know, since there's no sort of unit density here, he can just run through them and run out and run through them again. And, you know, it can work pretty well. He does stay in a little bit long here, though. I think he's trying to just make sure he bogs down as many as possible so I can get my units in. So, yeah, well played to him, though. Because, yeah, really good use of the cavalry there to, you know, break up these guys' lines. So, so again, I charge into them with my Wild Riders. I get everyone else in. I got my archers in here because they've all run out of ammo. Orion's just hanging out in the back. And here, yeah, Hounds of Orion. And them being charged by so much. Yeah, and being, you know, flanked and all the rest of it, just surrounded. It just breaks them. You know, there's just too much happening. And, you know, when one breaks, they all break. They just don't have enough. So that's fantastic. They should be called All Break de Bordelot. So that's a joke, by the way. Yeah, I know it wasn't a very good one, but you know, I try. So let's end replay and let's have a look at the post-battle screen. So as you can see, we all got pretty decimated. I mean, like, look at that, less than a quarter of our armies each. I mean, God, my units, I lost so many. So really quite crazy that. Huge losses on all sides. But yeah, so Orion, who he kept trying to kill, managed to get 223 kills. So yeah, he must be livid that he wasn't able to finish off Orion there. And you can see all of my front line did really solid work. And my Wild Riders, 230 kills each, while 240. Fantastic, really good. Absolutely love the Wild Riders here, because although they're not really made for charging, like, you know, spearmen, the peasant spearmen just buckle so quickly. They can't take much damage. So even the Wild Riders getting bogged down fighting these guys will still do a lot of damage. And, well, you can tell, can't you? Some of them were running down, you know, fleeing peasants and stuff, but frankly, that is a ridiculous amount of kills. That's what, like a quarter of Strigurd's army? Yeah, because I mean, that's 500 kills between them. So yeah, absolutely crazy. Silly damage. So Wild Riders, absolutely fantastic. And yeah, when you think Orion did almost as many kills, I mean, that's like 750 kills between the three of them. Obviously, I'm rounding up to the nearest, like, you know, 50. But still, pretty crazy damage. And yeah, Azrai Spears did great work, especially to say they were fighting Grail Guardians for a lot of it. That was fantastic. My archers didn't do a huge amount, but they got some damage on the Grail Guardians, and they proved a good distraction for the Grail Guardians, to be honest. You know, they tried to go all in, fighting the archers, and I managed to get Azrai Spears in the way of one of the units. So, you know, they lost a unit of Grail Guardians as a result. So, you know, I'm happy enough with that. So, yeah, pretty crazy damage. And then if we look at Miltic's army as well. So his Glade did pretty well. His Wild Riders did fantastically, even better than mine. Which is a shame he didn't bring 2 units. He could have cleaned up with them. So really solid work there with the cavalry. I lost mine. Mine got too bogged down, unfortunately. you know, it was a real slim chance of me getting through that gap, sort of between their two armies. And yeah, Strigard was obsessed with keeping his peasant bowmen going. And you can tell why, really, if we have a look. Oh no, wait, they didn't actually do much damage at all. Strange, they didn't get a lot of kills. But they did a load of damage to Orion. You know, so Orion wasn't able to duel Ulbrich, so, you know, Ulbrich lasted a lot longer, which is annoying. But yeah, you know, not a huge amount of kills across the board, but then, you know, they didn't have to get many kills between them because there's just so many of them. So, yeah, it's pretty good. So, you know, this is most of my army in kills. So, as you can see, only 155 left, which is pretty scary. And Landshark Para, you can see, you know, his Knights Errant did not do well. He would have been better to move them through the trees more before charging out. I don't think I captured, you know, I don't think I really got them running out the trees, but they ran out the trees sort of level with their army, so they immediately got spotted. And once they got spotted, yeah, Miltic just basically went, okay, yeah, Wild Riders, deal with them, Archers, back them up, and they got shredded. I mean, 2 and 3 kills, that's, what, 1,400 quid for the 2 units? They're 700 each. And, you know, if they got them into a unit of Archers, they would have killed the whole unit of Archers. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. But, Paladins, ouch, they did great. They did really well. And, yeah, so the worst of them, you know, was Ulbrich, really. But obviously he was going to be focused more than anyone else. And, what he was, you know. So, yeah, pretty amazing to see the Paladins do that work. It's really cool. Really interesting army, just, you know, Battle Pilgrims and Spearmen at Arms. Oh, by the way, if the unit cards are a bit different, I've got some reskin mods running as well. So, and like more dust and stuff like that. So hopefully it'll make the, you know, the sort of replays a bit more dynamic for you, a bit more interesting, you know, a bit more colour. So yeah, anyway, so yeah, it's a pretty fun match. So yeah, a lot of fun to be had by all. So yeah, there'll be more of these coming. So let me know if you like the format, and you know, if I can do anything else to make it more clear. You know, possibly cover it into sort of separate bits. So, you know, do the sort of battle on the left, then the battle on the right, and then sort of, you know, the end of the battle together. That's something I can do, but it takes a lot longer, so you guys have to wait longer for episodes, and it might not really add too much, you know, to the experience. So it's up to you, though. Let me know what you think, and I might throw in the odd one of them and see what you think of those. So, yeah, let me know, guys. So, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.